Welcome back to Boss Championship Racing. We're going to jump right back into the round of 16. This is part 2. We've got 2 groups running today, so let's meet the grid for the first group. Starting on pole from Milestone Diecast in the 08, this is Shotgun Cowboy.
And lining up second from Zamek Speed Shop in the number 7, this is Zamek.
And lining up third from Vapor Diecast Racing in the 21, this is Sneaky Bob.
And lining up fourth, also from Zamek Speed Shop in the number 6, this is Dr. Z.
You know, Donnie, I can't help but notice you sound really clear today. What happened?
Well, they found a weird modulation in my throat, so they fixed it, It's pretty cool.
Well, here we go. Lap number 1, they are green. Shotgun Cowboy is out in front. Sneaky Bob with a nice run, but Zamek on the inside. Sneaky Bob will file in between the Zamek boys. But Shotgun Cowboy with a great lap and picks up 5 points.
The Zamek boys looked a little rough there around that outside lane in the hairpin, but Dr. Z struggling there for a little bit more pace, and, there's a few more laps to go, but I thought I'd see a little bit more from him. Great run from Shotgun Cowboy, though. That's going to be a tough car to beat today.
The cars rotate. Lap number 2 is about to go green, and they're off. Here we go. As Sneaky Bob is in first, into the hairpin they go. Shotgun Cowboy with a huge run overtakes Sneaky Bob very easily and grabs another win and puts in an even faster lap for lap number 2.
The outside lane of that hairpin, if you got a car hooked up, man, you can make some moves on this track. We've seen it before where a lot of cars struggle around that outside lane, but these cars are a little bit longer in the chassis and the wheelbase, and so, I think that inside lane can be tough for some cars, but, you got to be quick in both lanes if you want a chance to win this one.
You got that right, Donnie. We're going green here for lap number 3, and Dr. Z is in first through this hairpin, but can he hold on? Sneaky Bob with a big run. Takes P1 away from Dr. Z and holds on at the line.
This is crazy, Nils. We had so many opportunities to see these Zamek boys run some really quick laps, and all of a sudden now we've got Sneaky Bob just sneaking away with this one.
It's like the pace kind of fell off of those cars, and Sneaky Bob, right place, right time, and now up to 10 points. Shotgun Cowboy with 12, Zamek with 5, and Dr. Z with 6. Here we go for lap number 4. The top 2 will be moving on to the next round, and here we go green. Zamek on pole. We'll need a good result here to have any chance at this one. Sneaky Bob trying to make a run there on Shotgun Cowboy. But to the line they go. And Zamek takes the win, but without any DNFs. I think that's it for Zamek and Dr. Z.
These cars have been running so clean. Very few DNFs, which means, you got to make passes. And you can't lose positions. And so we saw it today. Sneaky Bob and Shotgun Cowboy, they looked really good, and they'll be moving on.
A couple early wins for Shotgun Cowboy really helped propel him to take the win. And he is your winner in that 08 from Milestone Diecast. Great run from him.
And honestly, the mover of the day had to be that Sneaky Bob in that 21. Just a great run. Started in P3 when we started this group, but P2, that's a tough one to come by, especially with these Zamek boys. They're really good, and unfortunately for them, they're going home.
The road to the finals is over for Zamek and Dr. Z. But don't go anywhere. We've got more racing coming up right after this. Well, let's meet the final group of the round of 16. From Feral Mods in the number 34, this is Let's Do This.
And all the way from Canada, from Crazy Canuck, this is Indy Rain in the number 37.
I think everybody should leave a comment for which car they think looks the coolest. That one, I think that gets my vote. That 37 looks phenomenal. Next up, in the number 18, from Wizard of Oz, this is Wiz.
And starting in P4, the legend himself, in the number 42 from Numbskull Racing, this is Numbskull. I like this group a lot, Nils. I think it's going to be good.
We've got some heavyweights in this one. We've got Let's Do This on pole. Indy Rain on the outside, and they go green. Let's do this with a great run. Great jump off the line through the corners, but here comes Indy Rain right there on the back bumper. And what a finish, as these cars are very close together. This is going to be a close one, Donnie.
And check this out, Nils. Look at that pass from the man himself, Numbskull, up into P3. You know, it's another point, and they are so valuable.
He will be one to watch, that's for sure. We've got 3 more laps, and we only have 2 more positions that will transfer to the top 8.
Let's see what Wiz can do. He's going to have to pull out some magic to make something happen here.
They are green through the corners. Wiz with the lead. Numbskull right there, but let's do this with a huge run into P2, trying to make it up to P1, but Wiz holds on and grabs P1 and 5 points.
Big points there for Wiz. Let's do this. Just needs a little more room. And, you got to give credit, though, to Wiz. Great defensive driving, holds on, grabs some very, very important points.
The grid is very close. We've got only a 4-point gap between P4 and P1 at this point. And now Numbskull has a shot on pole. Here we go. Lap number 3, they are off. Numbskull with a good jump. And here comes Wiz up into P2, taking it away from Indy Rain. And again, there is just no room for the cars to make a move here.
You know, we've seen some great passes in this tournament, even with these cars, and it just shows, though, how important track position is. And Numbskull taking full advantage with 5 points.
And after lap number 3, here are the points. Let's do this. Wiz and Numbskull all tied with 9. Indy Rain with 6. And Indy Rain now will start in pole position. And they are green. The top 2 move on. This one is totally up for grabs.
And here goes Numbskull. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a move.
And Indy Rain loses another position at the line. We'll have to get a closer look at that one. What a run. What a run, Donnie.
I'm running out of words, Nils. I'm running out of words, man. This was some of the best driving I've ever seen. If you would have told me that Numbskull, starting in P4, would finish in first place, I don't know. Pinch me, man.
Well, here are the points. Numbskull with 14. Let's do this with 12. Those 2 will be moving on to the next round. Wiz and Indy Rain, however, will not be making it any further in the tournament. Numbskull has to be the driver of the day and maybe of the tournament. Unbelievable run from him. And Let's Do This locks himself into the top 8.
You know, as much of a fan of Numbskull as I am really sad to see that number 37 leaving the tournament. I have to say it too, Nils. I have to agree with you. That car looks perfect.
Well, let's leave it to the comments. Make sure to, comment your favorite driver and livery of the tournament. But the top 8 is locked in now. We've got Arlo Racing, Feral Mods, Milestone, Diecast, Xavier with the fastest lap of the tournament, Numbskull, and Sneaky Bob sneaking in there. Well, thank you again for watching the IndyCar Tournament of 2025 right here at Boss Championship Racing. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.